In the words of Carl Jung, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. With this profound statement, we embark on a journey into the world of active imagination, a method developed by Carl Jung, a Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist. Active imagination is a technique that allows us to access the unconscious and achieve wholeness of personality. Imagine, if you will, a dialogue with different parts of oneself that live in the unconscious. It's akin to dreaming, but with one key difference: you're wide awake. This dialogue, this exploration of the self, isn't about having a chat with ourselves. It's about unearthing the archetypes that lie in the collective unconscious. Jung discovered this method during a time of intense inner turmoil, using it as a tool to heal himself. He engaged in conversations with these archetypes, seeing the mythopoeic imagination as the intermediary between consciousness and the unconscious. To put it simply, active imagination is a way of self-knowledge and individuation, inspired by the alchemical process of the union of opposites. Sounds mystical, doesn't it? The process involves observing and allowing fantasies or dreams to unfold and change spontaneously. And then, when the moment feels right, you step into the picture and engage in conversation with the figures encountered. However, a word of caution. Some individuals may find themselves overwhelmed by the imagination and may need support or guidance from a competent Jungian analyst. But fear not, for many have walked this path before. Active imagination is a journey into the self, a way of exploring our inner landscapes and bringing forth the wisdom that lies within. Active imagination is not just a concept, but a practice, a method. But how does it work? Well, let's unravel this intriguing process step by step. At the heart of active imagination is the idea of letting the mind wander. Imagine yourself sitting quietly, eyes closed, allowing your mind to drift. As thoughts and images start to surface, instead of pushing them away, you observe them. You allow these fantasies or dreams to unfold and change spontaneously, much like watching a movie play out in your mind. This isn't about controlling the narrative or directing the story. It's about being open and receptive, allowing your unconscious to speak in its own language of symbols and metaphors. Once this inner movie has begun to roll, the next step is to become an active participant. You're no longer just a spectator to these inner happenings. You step into the picture, immersing yourself in this world created by your unconscious. But how do you participate in a dream or fantasy? Well, it's about engaging in conversation with the figures encountered. These figures might be people you know, characters from a book or movie, or even archetypal symbols. They are representations of different aspects of your psyche, and by interacting with them, you're essentially dialoguing with yourself. This conversation can take many forms. You might ask these figures questions, seek their advice, or even confront them. The key is to remain open and curious, to listen and learn from what they have to say. As you go deeper into this process, you might find that these dialogues can be challenging, even unsettling. They might bring to light aspects of yourself that you've ignored or suppressed. But remember, this isn't about judgment. It's about understanding, acceptance, and transformation. This method, this active imagination, brings the unconscious into the light of consciousness, allowing us to integrate these different aspects of ourselves. As we engage with these inner figures, we start to understand more about ourselves, our desires, our fears, and our potential. You might be wondering, why should I practice active imagination? What are the benefits? Well, let's delve into the myriad advantages that this intriguing technique has to offer. First and foremost, active imagination is a key to achieving a wholeness of personality. It allows us to have a dialogue with different parts of ourselves that live in the unconscious, similar to dreaming but while awake. This dialogue aids in creating a more complete understanding of ourselves. It's like unlocking a treasure chest of self-knowledge that we didn't even know existed. But it doesn't stop there. Active imagination also leads us down the path of individuation. This is a term coined by Carl Jung, which refers to the process of becoming aware of oneself as a unique and distinct individual. It's about acknowledging and integrating all aspects of our personality, including those we might prefer to hide or deny. This process is inspired by the alchemical union of opposites, and active imagination is the key that initiates this transformative journey. Now let's talk about dreams for a moment. We've all experienced those vivid, surreal dreams that seem to carry a message or hint at some deeper meaning. But have you ever wished you could actively participate in those dreams rather than being a passive observer? This is another area where active imagination shines. Jung considered it to be even more effective than dreaming because it allows the conscious mind to actively engage with the inner world. It's like being the director and the actor in your own personal dream theater, where you can learn from the experiences encountered. Of course, like any powerful tool, active imagination should be used with care. Some individuals may become overwhelmed by the imagination and may need support or guidance. But with the right approach, active imagination can be an enlightening and transformative practice. So whether you're seeking self-knowledge, striving for individuation, or simply wanting to engage more deeply with your inner world, active imagination has much to offer. It's a technique that has stood the test of time, offering a unique pathway to self-discovery and personal growth. Active imagination is a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. So why not give it a try? You might be surprised by what you discover about yourself. Now that we understand active imagination, let's delve into another of Jung's concepts: shadow work. Shadow work is a fascinating and powerful part of Jungian psychology. It's about shining a light on the parts of our personality we often hide or deny, the aspects we don't like or want to face. These parts, according to Jung, are our shadow self. Think of it like this. Have you ever seen something in others that really bothers you or makes you uncomfortable? That's often a reflection of the shadow self. It's not just about the negative aspects, though. The shadow self can also hold our hidden strengths and talents. So why is it important to confront our shadow self? Well, imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones. The stones represent our unresolved issues, our fears, our insecurities. They weigh us down, limit our growth, and prevent us from reaching our full potential. Shadow work is about unpacking those stones, understanding them, and ultimately lightening our load. The process of shadow work can be challenging. It requires honesty, courage, and a willingness to delve into our inner depths. It's about facing our fears, acknowledging our faults, and accepting ourselves fully, darkness and all. But it's not all gloom and doom. There's a silver lining to shadow work. By accepting and understanding our shadow self, we become more compassionate towards ourselves and others. We learn to embrace our flaws and imperfections, realizing that they are a part of what makes us unique. Moreover, shadow work is a journey of self-discovery. It helps us understand ourselves on a deeper level. It brings clarity, self-awareness, and authenticity. It allows us to live a more genuine and fulfilling life. Shadow work, similar to active imagination, is a tool for personal growth. It's about making the unconscious conscious. It's about understanding and integrating all aspects of our personality into a harmonious whole. Shadow work is a crucial part of personal development and self-discovery, just as active imagination is. Let's take a detour into the realm of dreams, a fascinating phenomenon you may have heard of: lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is a state where one becomes aware that they're dreaming while still within the dream. It's as if you're the director and the actor of your own dream movie, offering a unique opportunity to interact with your subconscious mind. But how does it work? During a lucid dream, the dreamer may gain some amount of control over the dream character's narrative or environment. However, the level of control may vary from dream to dream and from person to person. Now you might ask, what's the point of lucid dreaming? Well, the benefits are multifaceted. Lucid dreaming can help in overcoming nightmares, solving creative problems, refining motor skills, and even in the exploration of the dreamer's personal psychology. This last benefit is where it ties into active imagination and shadow work. Lucid dreaming can serve as a powerful platform to confront and understand our shadow self. It gives us a unique perspective to observe and interact with our subconscious mind, providing insight into our hidden fears, desires, and aspects of our personality that we suppress in our waking life. As for inducing lucid dreams, there are several techniques available. Some of these include reality testing, where you regularly check your reality during the day, which can eventually carry over into your dreams. There's also the mnemonic induction of lucid dreams mild technique, where you tell yourself as you're falling asleep that you will realize you're dreaming. And then there's the wake back to bed (WBTB) method, where you wake up after a few hours of sleep and then go back to bed, which can increase the likelihood of lucid dreaming. Each method requires practice, patience, and consistency. Remember, navigating the dream world can be as complex as navigating your own psyche, and sometimes guidance from a competent professional can be beneficial. In conclusion, lucid dreaming is another powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth, complementing both active imagination and shadow work. Active imagination and shadow work, two distinct concepts yet intricately connected. Active imagination, a technique developed by Carl Jung, allows us to delve into the depths of our unconscious mind, engaging in dialogue with different aspects of ourselves. This technique is not just a self-exploration tool, but it also aids us in confronting our shadow self, an integral part of what Jung termed shadow work. Now, what is this shadow self? It's the part of our psyche that we prefer to keep hidden, the parts of ourselves that we might deem as unattractive or unacceptable. It's the anger we suppress, the jealousy we deny, the fears we choose to ignore. In essence, the shadow self is a reservoir for what we consciously refuse to acknowledge about ourselves. Active imagination serves as a powerful tool to confront and understand this shadow self. How? By allowing our fantasies or dreams to unfold spontaneously, we step into the picture and engage in conversation with the figures we encounter. These figures are often manifestations of our shadow self, providing us a safe space to confront these aspects without judgment or fear. Take, for instance, you might encounter a figure in your active imagination that embodies your suppressed anger. Engaging with this figure, understanding its origins, and accepting its existence can help you deal with your real-world anger in a healthier, more productive manner. But it's important to remember that this journey is not always easy. Sometimes these figures can be overwhelming, even frightening. That's why some individuals may need support or guidance from a competent Jungian analyst. After all, shadow work is about accepting all aspects of ourselves, including the ones we might find uncomfortable. In essence, active imagination serves as a bridge, allowing us to confront and integrate our shadow self into our conscious personality. It's a journey of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and personal growth. Through active imagination and shadow work, we can embark on a journey of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and personal growth. As we draw this exploration to a close, let's reflect on a powerful quote by Carl Jung. The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct acting from inner necessity. The creative mind plays with the objects it loves. This quote encapsulates the essence of active imagination and shadow work, reminding us that our unconscious mind is a playground. It's a space where we can explore, experiment, and engage with different aspects of ourselves, not through the lens of judgment, but through the lens of curiosity. By embracing the process of active imagination, we allow ourselves to navigate this playground, to play with the figures that arise, to engage in meaningful conversations, and ultimately to confront and integrate our shadow self. Remember, this is not a one-time journey. It's a continual process, one that requires patience, openness, and courage. So as we conclude today's video, I invite you to embark on this journey of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and personal growth. It might be challenging, it might be uncomfortable, but it's a journey that's truly worth taking. Until next time, keep exploring your inner landscapes, keep engaging with your shadow self, and most importantly, keep embracing the process of active imagination and shadow work.